Red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Ladies in Red. We're back with another one, back with Zeo. Zeo, how you doing on this fine Friday evening?
Doing good, doing great, everything's great, everything's happy, everything's fine.
It's always fun on a Friday night. Friday night is my favourite. I just love a Friday night because, you know, you got 2 days off after it as well.
Spoken like someone truly who works in a school.
Exactly that. I'm sure most teachers and people who work in school agree with me on that one. But there's a lot to talk about, to be fair. A lot to talk about. And it's not all United tonight. It's not all United because obviously there's been plenty more talking points in the world of football. And so big up to everyone in the chat very quickly. Big up to Lawbreaker. Hello to Doug. I hope you're doing good. Hello to Lewis. Good evening. Mean, good evening to you. And Stone Cold Lee, thanks for tuning in as always. And big up to you and hope you're doing good too. But Chelsea, Zeo, there's been a lot of talking points. I'm not sure how clued up you are on what's happening. I'm not the most clued up. I'm not a big business head, so I'll talk from my fan opinion of what I know. And obviously in the chat, people who will probably have better expertise on this, feel free to dab in your info as well. But Abramovich has had all of his assets frozen in the UK, which obviously includes Chelsea. Chelsea, as we know, is up for sale. I believe there's some Swiss investors who are interested in it. We're in talks, but because of the sanction on Abramovich, he cannot sell the club at the moment. I believe that season ticket holders can go to games, but they're not allowed to sell any tickets. They're not allowed to sell any merchandise. They can't renew any contracts with any players who obviously are close to going out of contracts, such as Rudiger, for example. Yeah, that face, I think it's a very, very harsh punishment. Mad, really. I was shocked when I read the news. I know a lot of Chelsea fans are obviously in despair on Twitter and on social media and that. I also know that Free want to terminate their sponsorship. Obviously, they had the Free logo on the front of their shirts, didn't they? Free want to terminate that as well. I believe it has been terminated. I think for the next game, Chelsea won't have the sponsor on. So, mind-boggling news, massive news in the football world. I mean, Zio, what's your thoughts on that?
So, based off what I've just heard, people can correct me if it sounds ignorant or if I don't understand what I'm saying properly, but that seems extremely harsh. Not on Chelsea fans and on Chelsea as a team and all its history and everything. Like, if they've
made
decided...
it 2002.
Okay, but even still, that's still history. Like, it's still...
Yeah. No, yeah.
It just seems a bit like if it was my team, you'd be depressed. It would be very harsh on you and people that go to games and people that buy. Like, so you basically just going to crumble the team then. So if they don't want anything to do with Russia and Abramovich, then force him to get rid of it at a discounted rate, or do you get what I mean? Like at a very cheap rate, like next to nothing type of thing. Why are they freezing everything and not allowing him to do nothing, and also not allowing him to sell it? So it's like it's lose. There's no, you have to give it to this person for very cheap, or I don't know if he's allowed to give it away for free. I don't know. Like, it just seems, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems really harsh, man.
Yeah, Curlis is in the chat. Big up to you, Curlis. Hope you're good. He says, have to say I feel sorry for Chelsea fans. The pay was that big all knew years ago that Roman was what Roman was, but chose to turn a blind eye.
What is he? Curlis, what is he?
Is it obviously he's been involved with this whole Putin regime, hasn't he?
What
specifically? I don't know. Is it funding of weaponry? I don't know what it is, but obviously he's a billionaire, so it's obviously contributing in that way.
Because if there's one thing I've learned, Sophie, recently is apparently Rashford and Lingard are involved with Wiley. Do you get what I mean? Like, picture? Do you get what I mean? So, like, what is he? What is, like...
Yeah, what the facts he's basically saying, like, in terms of his action. I don't know. I'm just saying what I've read on Twitter and whatnot. He obviously, for him to be sanctioned like that in the UK, though, he's obviously done something significant. There's obviously some kind of evidence for it as well, you'd think. And then, like I say, sponsors like Free as well want to take a back foot from the club. And you are right, obviously, ultimately it falls on the fans, doesn't it? Because it's their beloved club, and as you mentioned, it might end up losing key players and whatnot. And they're building something special there with Tuchel, you have to admit that. But They were chanting Abramovich's name through a Ukraine tribute the other day, which I didn't appreciate either. I thought that was disgusting of the Chelsea fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's dirty.
Do you know what I'm saying? So part of me is thinking, is this karma coming back around? But it is a very harsh punishment. And of course, you have to feel for the fans in that sense, because if it's your club, you'd be absolutely heartbroken. But in terms of the specifics, I don't know really what he exactly has done. But obviously, he is involved.
Something based off what you said. Like you said, if this has happened, he must have done something, you said. But I heard as well that the Russian football team can't play in the World Cup. What have they done? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not them.
No, but I think he's trying to make a stance against Putin, isn't it? They're trying to do.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I get that.
The economy, and you know what I mean.
I fully get that. So, are they trying to make a stance against Putin by punishing Abramovich, saying that Russia, blah blah blah, or is he actually involved with Putin? That's what I would like to know. Are they actually involved with each other, or is it just that, like how the Russian team's been banned, we're gonna cut off anything to do with Russia to do with anything? That's what I would like to know. Because if it is that, then it's harsh to hell.
Yeah, Zeo, he's not allowed to make profit, but he can sell it for the amount he lent to the club plus his initial buying amount as acid. Curler said his money came from the rights he stole, part due to his connections with Putin. Big up to Connor as well. Good evening to you. I hope you're doing good. If United were run like Chelsea, Roman invested. We were exactly, if it's the other way around, if the shoes on the other foot, you're thinking, you'd be heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. And I want to big up to Nippon here. Obviously, he's a Chelsea fan. I have Zoe, who may be in the chat as well. If you are, Zoe, I'm interested to hear your thoughts as well. But Nippon says, I don't agree with what the Chelsea fans did during the moment of silence. They gave fans like me a bad name. Exactly, it's a minority. It's always a minority. I'm not saying it's all Chelsea fans. I'm just saying that what I thought was disgusting. From
takes like one person to just ruin
exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. And it's not every Chelsea fan, which is why we're sitting here and say, look, you have to feel for the fans, because there's some very nice Chelsea fans that I know for sure, and many of them tuning on this channel. I'm not like labelling everyone with the same brush, if you like, but I just feel like it's a very harsh punishment, and until we know exactly what has gone on, I mean, I know there's a massive report out there that you can read. I'll be honest, I haven't read it regarding what he was doing, but like I say, he was obviously involved with Putin. But look, Chelsea won last night.
I get what Ashley said there. That makes sense to me. And I wonder if it's just that. I don't get what Connor said, because I feel like that's what everyone's saying. Like, he was in with Putin. He was in with... Like, I don't know what that means. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me these days. Because these days a picture means you're in with someone, according to people. So, like, I don't know. I need to hear more than he was in with Putin.
Yeah, I know there's been like a full investigation and whatnot before the sanction obviously was released. I know there's a massive report I saw on Twitter, numerous pages with each of the rights basically that he'd broken, and yeah, I know there's a lot of information there, and I'm sure Zeo, you're probably the better one to look through and siphon through that and to make what you will of it. But Zeo, I think that the FIFA, UEFA, world governments are putting pressure on Putin. So yeah, I agree. I think it is a fact that they're trying to put pressure. Like I said earlier about the Russian football stopped and whatnot as well. It's all to try and affect their economy, isn't it? Football obviously brings a lot of money into the economy and whatnot. It's good for their economy. And if you cut that off, that's another thing that Putin has to worry about. And I think that's what it is. And like Curtis said there, at the moment, anything Russian will be targeted, at least not all Russian people. As you said, we've seen many Russians on the streets rioting against Putin and protesting against the attack. So it's not all Russians, of course. And you are right, like everyone kind of gets labelled, but it is always the minority and whatnot. But what Putin is doing, I think, obviously, people, rather than wanting to go to war and whatnot, they're thinking we want to try and affect their economy. We want to try and sway Putin in what he's doing. And football is a massive part of that, because it's so good for the economy, isn't it? Anything that Russians start doing that will make them look silly, like they're acting. The reality is it won't stop shelling at the hospitals. What I'm seeing on the news daily is heartbreaking. It's disgusting, isn't it? It's horrible. And I'm sure we all just hope that it ends soon.
You see what Ashley said there? Oh my God.
But in all seriousness, like the Glazers aren't like I'm sure if you look into all football club owners that to get that money to be that, I don't know, there's always something a bit dodgy about all the owners. I'm not necessarily saying war, but nobody I don't think has got clean hands if you're in that kind of position. That's my opinion. But everything's so corrupt, everything's so political, isn't it? And I'm not an expert on that. I can't talk about that. I can only talk about the football side of things and what I see on the pitch and what I obviously read on Twitter. And I haven't gone into the depths about it, but all I know is he has been sanctioned. All I know is obviously the sponsorships have been removed and whatnot. Fans can't buy tickets at the moment. Merch can't be sold. and it's mad. Like I was blown away when I read that. I remember Doug actually informed me first about it. He dropped me a WhatsApp and let me know when it was announced. I was teaching a lesson. I remember glancing at my Apple Watch and thinking, "Geez, what's going on?" And on my break, I was having a look and reading through, and I was shocked about it. Doug said they also read that the Russian FPL players have been deleted from the website too. I did not know that. But it is everything just to try and stop Putin, basically, isn't it? It's everything to try and put a halt to what he's
the
doing.
lack of tickets and lack of merch, hopefully, is just forcing Abramovich into a position where he does want to just get rid of it, type of thing.
Yeah.
Because maybe he could be thinking, "I'll just ride it out and wait," but they're probably forcing thinking he's going to be losing that much money from the lack of tickets and blah blah. You have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So hopefully for Chelsea fans, that's the direction it's going to lead down.
Yeah, I mean, you imagine they'll find some solution. Chelsea are a massive club, obviously, like you say. What they've won recently has been incredible. They've got a great manager, an incredible squad. This is purely hypothetical, Zeo. But say they did have to sell a few players. What one player from Chelsea would you take at United? And get in the chat and let me know. If you're not a United fan, whoever you support, let me know one player you would take at your club from that Chelsea team. And it is hypothetical, like I say. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just interested to see really what player you choose, Zeo.
Number one, Lukaku.
Don't. I was about to end this. I was about to just kick you out. I was about to kick you off the
stream. The same. I guess. I think the same that most people would pick. The demon in the middle who loves running about. That's like 10 times better than Fred, but the same size as him. Kante. I think. Oh my God, Kante and Pogba. Jeez.
Pogba's going though.
I know, but maybe if he comes.
Yeah, Kante for me.
I would love that. I'm trying to think, just because that's the obvious one. Jorginho.
Got Pulisic there.
You know what?
Was my second choice.
Thinking about the position. Oh, Reece James. Jeez. Oh my God. Yes. Thinking about the position that we're going to be in at the end of the season. Thinking about how much players we're actually going to lose and how much of a state we're going to be in. Jorginho might be a great shout as well, to be fair.
Kovacic as well. I think I'll rate him. I'll be honest. I think Kovacic is a player. Havertz as well. I wanted Vernino before he went to Chelsea.
I wouldn't want Havertz.
Quite a lot of people would, though. To be fair, quite a lot of people would. But I would think, I'd probably go Kante. Second choice, I'll probably go Reece James, and then third would be Rudiger. So I think Rudiger is one of them that on your team you absolutely love him. When he's against you, you hate him. But on your team, I think he's one of them that you love. And he's a leader, he's a commander, he's a nutcase at the back as well. And he's better than Maguire.
I feel like they're all they're all positions that it would be a delight for us to get these type of players in them positions right now with our current team. It'd just be amazing. But I think at the end of our season, when our team turns into apple crumble, I think we're going to need nearly any Chelsea players.
I think Havertz is class as well, to be fair. I wouldn't say he's the one I'd choose, but I do think he's a quality player. I think Pulisic is good. I think Mason Mount's a good player. They've got a lot of quality players, but I think we keep screaming about that CDM. Kante does 2 jobs in there. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think Havertz solves anything for us. I don't think Havertz solves anything for our team.
My 2-year-old is better than Maguire. That's harsh. Right, so we've got Spurs tomorrow anyway. Moving on, let's talk about United. We've spoken about politics as much as we can. We're not politicians. We're not experts, like I say. We're talking just as fans and from what we've been reading and speculating and everything that everyone else has read on Twitter. But back to United. We've got Spurs tomorrow, massive game. Spurs absolutely demolished Everton in their last game. Harry Kane, Son, Kulusevski is coming in, and I think he looks quality as well. It's not going to be an easy game. Was it last year at Old Trafford when they beat us 6-1? I think it.
Don't care. We're going to beat him.
Confidence again. You say that every game. You said that against City.
Oh no! Oh my God! Have you seen that thing of that guy? He's like City 1, City 2. Have you seen it? City 3, City 4. I'm gonna send it you after this. City 5. And anyone in the comments, let me know if you've seen that guy. I think he's a Vietnamese guy. City 1.
And
he just keeps
counting. I don't want to see it.
I don't even think he's doing it for City. I think he's just singing something else, and it just sounds. Like... I'm going to send it you after this. It's jokes.
I think I kind of went into hibernation after that City game. Didn't really check Twitter.
4-1 Spurs. No, mate. No.
You don't think?
The Spurs ain't City, man. Come on, man. Nah,
we have got Varane apparently is back. Ronaldo's back and Cavani are back. Luke Shaw's out with COVID. McTominay's out with a calf strain, I believe. Obviously, we have got Atletico in the week as well. So with them players coming back, like what kind of lineup are you expecting? I think we full on expect Telles to be at left back, so obviously Luke Shaw. Do you think Varane will walk straight back in?
Yes, I think. Oh, who's he going to drop? Yeah, I think Varane will be back in. What was he even out with? Was it COVID? Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll walk back in then. I think he has to. I think our back four without him is just an apple crumble. It's just a mess. Like, I think he has to walk back in. I think Ronaldo walks back in. I think, other than that, I don't know what much changes are, because you have to change McTominay. So,
yeah,
it's really hard to predict.
What would your midfield be then? Like, say McTominay's not there. Like, who would you
go
for?
Taking away that we've got to play Atletico like 3 days after. It's going to be Pogba, Fred, isn't it? Pogba, Fred.
Not Matic.
Oh.
Because I could see that too. Let me know in the chat as well. Who would you?
Yeah, chat. Let me know.
Who do you predict is going to start in that midfield with McTominay not being there? What midfield do you guys see going out? Obviously, Bruno will be there, but it's what that combination is. You'd expect it to be Pogba, but we've seen in the past Pogba be forced out wide as well on that left. Will we accommodate Pogba and put him there? Do you know what I mean? I think it's an interesting one because Matic, you'd say, is probably experienced. We know that he hasn't really got the legs that he used to have, but he's experienced. He can find those passes in between the lines. But him alongside Fred, I don't like that combination. I would rather see Pogba and Fred in there. That's what I'd rather see. But I was just throwing it out there. Like, do you think Matic could start?
I think he could start. I really struggle with Man United lineups now, and I really struggle with my feeling towards Man United because every time a game comes up, I get this mad confidence, thinking, "Yeah, our team, the sick players, blah blah, we're going to win. It doesn't matter which lineup we have, we've got a nice combination." And I just think, and then when it comes to actually picking a team, my confidence starts to drop a bit.
Yeah.
And then we start playing, and then my confidence is in the floor. So it's like, I really struggle with Man United. I don't know where this confidence keeps coming from. But every time when it's a fresh game, I always think, yeah, man, we're going to do this. And I feel like it again against Spurs. They're not City.
True.
And Everton's doing really badly recently.
Yeah, I agree. Big up to Brush who's in the chat. We'll get you back on again soon, Brush. I hope you're doing good. Big up to Eagle Eyed as well. So leading into Soph and Zeo, your track was fire, he says. I'm guessing he's referring to Breathe. If you haven't heard it already, go and check it out on YouTube.
Thank you.
On Zeo Leonardo, definitely is a banger. Obviously, inspiration from the Prodigy as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Banger. Right. So, Matic and Fred, Pogba on the left, Bruno middle, and Elanga on the right is what Acid says there. Kristen says Fred, Bruno, Pogba, save Matic for Atletico in the week. Abul says Pogba and Fred. Curtis said, I hope Eddie actually wants to play. I would think Pogba and Fred. Well, Eddie is there. Obviously, is available following in his injury. And Ronaldo, like I say, comes back as well. It is an interesting one. Up front, Ronaldo or Cavani, or both?
Surely one of them, like Cavani has to play one of the 2 games coming up. Surely. So I think he'll go Ronaldo for Spurs, though. Oh, then again, Champions League. I think Ronaldo will start both of them games.
Cavani come on.
Yeah, I think Cavani will probably come on. And then depending on if he comes on against Spurs, depending on how he does, if he comes on against Atletico. But I think Ronaldo's up front in both of them games.
Yeah, hello to Lily as well. Hello, hi Lily. Hope you're doing well. Save Eddie for Atletico. Yeah, I can see that in both games. If you can get an early goal against Spurs and then maybe afford to bring Ronaldo off later on in the game and bring Cavani on, I think that would be Ralph's preferred thing to do, to rest those legs of Ronaldo's and give Cavani some game time. But yeah, I've missed seeing Cavani play. I know we keep screwing about him not being available and not choosing to play as coming out. But I love Cavani, and I'm hoping that he can play a bit tomorrow because I've missed seeing him. His work rate up top. I think we've missed a bit of that energy, and I know that he isn't everyone's cup of tea at the moment. Like everyone has been annoyed with the fact he hasn't been available. But when he's available, I hope we can make use of him. While we've still got him, make use of him anyway. I'm tad worried about Kane coming back into form, and Son as well, obviously. And I've already mentioned Kuliveski as well, who coming from Juventus, who I think has looked really good since he's gone to Spurs. Have to be honest, I think he's a very niche signing indeed. But look, we lost against City. Not only did we lose, we got dismantled against City. We'll touch on that game, Zio. I mean, what was your thoughts on it? That to be fair, that that was my thoughts on the game.
Sorry if you hear a baby crying. the game was disgusting, wasn't it? Like, it was absolutely disgusting. Like, when we came back, I had a little glimmer of hope, and I was thinking, you know what? We do look good with the one-touch passion, and we are getting around about the box, even though we're not creating loads of chances. But the second half, zero shots on target, was it? Like, was
I
it
don't
zero
even know.
shots or 0 shots on target? Like,
I don't know. Might
it
as well
was
have been
absolutely
shots. I don't know.
disgusting.
Might as well
It
have
was
been passes, to be fair. I don't know.
pathetically disgusting. Like, I don't understand. Like, how a team with the stature of Man United can go somewhere against rivals and get dismantled like that and not even have chances. Like, it's disgusting. It made me embarrassed to be a fan. I didn't want to talk about football. My friend who's a Liverpool fan was like all happy talk, and I was just like, I don't even want to talk about football. It's disgusting. And if we come out like that against Spurs, like, people have to seriously consider their mental health after, like, because it's
I've been considering that for a while, to be fair, Gio, after watching this team. Honestly, yeah, disgusting is a good word, especially the second half. First half, to be fair, I thought we showed in flashes that we could pose them a threat. Sancho in particular, real bright spark. Loved his goal, by the way. I'm going to say that his goal I thought was fantastic.
I screamed.
But yeah, his goal was class, and his little celebration as well. It was the coldest picture I think I've seen in a while. But he was our main bright spark. We didn't really do anything in the second. Well, we didn't do anything in the second half, did we? Absolutely nothing. Couldn't get near them, chasing shadows. One person was pressing, and they were just playing triangles, making us look silly. The score could have been a lot more, if we're honest with ourselves. Yeah, frustrating. And it's like you say, you get your hope up. We were saying we had a niggling feeling we might do something because we were so crap against Watford and whatnot. We thought, you know what, we might actually do something. We might surprise a few people. We didn't do it again. We didn't do it. And now that hope is slowly wearing away. Like, I'm numb. Like I said to you before, I'm absolutely numb now. I don't really feel anything. And that's the worst thing about it. But that final third, you are right. Aikman said it there. We were so poor in the final third. We were. Renee, big up to you. Says first time tuning in. I hope you're doing good. Thank you for tuning in. And you are a Leicester fan, so let me know your thoughts on your season so far as well. Why are players walking around in the Manchester derby? Disgusting from Rotten, Rashford, and a desperate Lingard. Let's touch on Rashford actually. The day after the derby, Fabrizio discusses the fact that Rashford apparently is unhappy with his contract. He doesn't want to. Apparently he's concerned about the playing time he's getting. He doesn't really want to renew his contract just yet. He's having doubts about renewing it. And then stories came out about PSG and other teams being interested in him. That baffled me. As you know, I'm a big Rashford fan, Zeo. He's a player that I absolutely love and I adored, especially when he broke through. I love his whole story and whatnot. I think he's been inspirational with everything that he's been doing off the pitch as well. His form of late has been shocking for a while now, to be fair. I think he's been dreadful. So how can a player who's been playing that bad then moan about not getting much game time? I want to throw that at you because it upset me when I read that story.
I was as annoyed as you because I was a Rashford fan and his form's dropped that bad that I haven't really been thinking about Rashford. And what I got from that is there was no talk of fighting for his place in the team. There was no thought of, I know I've not been playing well and probably don't deserve blah, blah. It was just straight, oh, I'm not playing enough. And to me, that says to me that you believe you're playing well enough to get into that team. Yeah. And everyone and their granddad and their dog can see. Yeah, and their dog can see. I couldn't think that Rashford hasn't been playing well enough. So, most players, when things like this start happening, they start saying, oh, I'm going to fight my way back into that team, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to prove to the fans that this and this and that. This man just said, no, I'm considering my future. For someone, for me, that's not someone I want as part of Man United then, because it's like you've got no fight. You just believe you should be playing. You need to go and join a lower level team then that's just going to play you regardless of how you're playing. Because Manchester United, you're not performing. There's going to be another player as good as you to come in and take your place. That's Manchester United. It's not a lower level team where you're not performing. It's like, oh, you're the star player. It doesn't matter. You're playing again. Like, where's the talk of I'm going to fight for my place? Nowhere. It's like he thinks he's being victimized, and it really
he's been defended a lot, to be fair. I think he has been defended a lot by a lot of people because of what he's been doing.
What type of stuff?
Do you know what I mean? No, I mean just like fans defending his form. Like, I think he's got away with it for a lot longer than what he should have. Like, he's been poor for a while, is what I mean. And I'm a big Rashford fan, and here's me saying that because he has been poor. He definitely has, and I felt for him. Because I thought, is it a mental thing following missing the penalty at the Euros? Is it following his injury? Because obviously he had a bad shoulder injury and whatnot. Did he not fully recover that? Because he was playing obviously with injections and that for a while. Has that damaged him more than what you thought? you can come up with all these excuses, but quite frankly, like when you're seeing a player walking around, I clearly remember that chance when it rebounded and Rashford just stood there and watched it, and the defender just got there before him, and he could have easily, if he actually moved, it would have been a tap-in. Cavani's there, he would have scored it. And there's no excuses for stuff like that, do you know what I mean? But this just came out just after the derby, and it could well be the case that it was orchestrated by the club. I haven't obviously been confirmed or anything. I like to say with fans, we're just talking about the rumours. But my point is here, if it was orchestrated by the club to distract attention, Rashford, if anything is false about him, he is not one in the past to shy away from putting a tweet out there, to putting a statement out there. He gets mocked for it constantly, for putting paragraphs out there. So if it is false, surely we would have seen some kind of signal from Rashford
and
that he's
that's
happy.
exactly what I tweeted. I goes, out of all the things that have come out, Rashford has always been quick to tweet when he doesn't like what's being said. With the Wiley thing, he tweeted it. With the rumours about I can't remember what it was.
About him leaking stuff to the media or something, was it?
He tweeted and got in a back and forth with someone. This came out and he said nothing. For me, as soon as I said, if he comes out and says something, then I like Rashford and cool. If he comes out and says, yeah, this ain't true, blah, blah, I'm happy. If he says nothing, I don't want him as part of the club. He believes he should be starting when he's not good enough. He believes he should be starting anyway. For me, that's toxic, and I don't want players like that around who don't believe that they need to fight for their place in the team. Toxic players.
It's got to be based on form, hasn't it? It's always got to be based on form, no matter what. Yeah, it was Christian Falk, you're right. But yeah, that's all it made me think. I thought, well, hang on, in the past, he's come out and said something. Even if it's just like a picture or like with a post-Greenwood thing, when he posted it. I know that he just got back with his missus and he was obviously celebrating that. But the timing of it, you can't tell me he didn't know what he was doing when he did that. Do you know what I mean? He definitely knew. But yeah, Connor said that, is it miracle to see Rashford playing at PSG? I could. But no way is he getting in that PSG team in the way that he's playing right now, though. Rashford on top form. Right now, no. After the other day, we'll talk about PSG in a minute as well, anyway, because obviously they're bosses of talking of topics as well. But his style of play would fit in definitely. The fact that he doesn't want to run back and track back at the moment, that he's stropping around the pitch, that would definitely fit into PSG, wouldn't it? But look, I'm not sitting here and it's not the Slate Marcus Rashford show or anything like that. It might well be false. But I'm just saying, like, why hasn't there something come out to deny that? And definitely, I'm a massive Rashford fan. I've got Rashford shirts, as you know. I've said in the past, like, literally, I love his story. I love everything about the kid, what he's done. But his form does not justify, like, he does not deserve to even be able to say, I don't feel happy with my game time at the minute, because he should be nowhere near it. Elanga comes on the pitch and he immediately transforms it because he's got a bit of fight about him. Not even technically. He's got a bit of fight about him, and that's all you ask for, really. That's the least you ask for, should I say. And we haven't really seen that from Rashford. And like I say, that makes me wonder, is it mentally? Is it to do with it when he missed that penalty? Is it affect him a lot more than what we would think? Did the injury affect him as well, mentally and physically? No one knows. But for whatever reason, no way should he be anywhere near the starting lineup. And for me, to be fair, I think he got more game time than he probably should have had. It took Ralph a lot longer to drop him than what he probably should have done as well.
I agree.
So he should have been out for a bit longer, if we're being like brutally honest about it. The passion Ollie used to bang on about with the English players should always be there for the derby day. No excuse. They came through the youth systems, so they should know better. That's what I mean. The least you expect, especially from someone who's born and bred, is that fight, that desire. And we just haven't seen that. We just haven't seen that.
At this moment in time, Rashford is a better player than Elanga. But Elanga's coming on and putting in so much effort that we're getting more results from Elanga. So for me, it's effort. And I was thinking, is it something mentally going on with him? But if he's come out and said or leaked or whatever that he's considering his future due to game time, to me, so that means you believe you are playing good enough then? That's what that says to me. You don't think, you ain't mentally struggling and like for some reason it ain't clicking for you at the moment. You believe you're playing good enough. Otherwise, what are you considering? Yeah. Where are you going?
That's right. As he said, genuine question, is Rashford one of these toxic players who Jose talked about? More and more the penny drops about what he said is coming out. We don't know. There's obviously some toxicity in there. There's obviously something not right in the dressing room. We've said that for a while, the mentality issues and whatnot. I think the players have had it far too easy for too long. Ralph has come in, as you said, and has put his foot down. He's starting to instill a bit of discipline in his players, and some of them quite simply don't like it. And maybe Rashford is one of them. I don't know. I'm not there. I can't confirm that, obviously. I can't even confirm that Rashford has come out and done this and said that he's not happy. I'm just going off what Fabrizio said. Fabrizio, to be fair, is normally quite useful and quite accurate with his news. But like I say, everyone gets it wrong, don't they? And we know United sells stories, and Rashford at the minute probably sells stories as well, doesn't it? So can't believe everything. And like I say, that's why I was expecting Rashford to come out and say something. And the fact that he hasn't just makes me kind of believe it a little bit more. Kuna Koinen, I'm so sorry to read that. I hope you're okay. And obviously sending the best wishes to you. He said, I got let go from my job today due to poor performances. Football must learn how someone should be let go if they aren't doing well, either including footballers. You're right. We say this every time we lose a major game. Fans will be heartbroken about it. We lose a final, like the Europa League final, for example. Fans will be heartbroken about it. But I guarantee you still have to go to work the next day and earn your keep. Whereas football players can obviously, whether they lose, whether they draw, they still get the same pay, don't they? And that's the frustrating thing about it. A lot of people say that. Imagine if it was based on performance of pay. But I just want to say, every door closes, another one opens. Keep your chin up. I'm sure an opportunity will come your way. And like I send in best wishes to you. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, it's an interesting. What's your thoughts on that? The idea of footballers playing football and being rewarded based on their performance rather than just getting a standard salary?
It's
never going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I struggle with things that are never going to happen. But it would solve a lot of effort, and it would solve a lot of these egos, because people would just be playing for their money, wouldn't they? So they would be playing. Like, imagine if you needed to get assists and goals, or you need to have so many key. Do you get what I mean? Needed a so-and-so rating to get full wage. You see a lot more desire and stuff like that, but it's never going to happen. And it's to make it even worse. It's going just down the route of popularity. That's what the pay is now. It's not even, doesn't even seem to be properly your football talent now. It's more to do with your popularity.
Yeah, and like how your PR
shirt sales, blah blah blah.
Yeah, how much of a business attraction you are, basically. But it's frustrating. But in terms of Spurs, like I say, McTominay's not there. We think it'll probably be Pogba and Fred in there. We think it'll most likely be Ronaldo up top, Elanga one side, Sancho the other. I'm guessing you're going to say.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Wan-Bissaka right back, even though I think he's still been dreadful. But Wan-Bissaka right back.
He hasn't been good. I ain't gonna lie. He hasn't been good. But I don't think Delow's been good either. So I think it will be Wan-Bissaka. But jeez and peas.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then centre backs, Varane and Maguire. You going for?
Yeah.
And then Tellers at left back, because obviously Shaw's not there. De Gea obviously in goal as well. Go on, give us your score prediction for the Spurs game. And everyone in the chat, I know some people have already done it. I want to shout out Kuna Koinen again, because I feel sorry for what's happened to you. I think it's shocking. And yeah, I just wish, you just wish you could help. I feel like crap at the moment. So, but this is only for a few months, and I have bigger plans in place. Well, I'm glad to hear that you got big plans. Still reflects poorly on me. Look, keep smiling, keep your chin up. You've got bigger plans in place. Just look forward to that, man. You do you. Don't let it bother you too much. And it's good to hear that you have got plans in place. So yeah, all the best to you and props to you for doing that. Connor B says 2-1 to United. We always say we're going to concede. Do you think we're going to concede again? I mean, Harry Kane is in form.
We're going to concede. We don't not concede. It's impossible for us not to concede.
Impossible.
That's how I feel. Like, literally, that's how I feel. When we're winning 1-0, I'm like, okay, we drew. I think we're going to win 3-1. I've calmed down because I was going to say more. Oh, nah, Rene.
Last week I said that we'd be mauled and we did. I might go with the opposite. I might say we're going to be mauled and then maybe we'll win, because I'll get it wrong every time at the minute. I'm like literally the opposite. Yeah. I think we'll concede. I always think we'll concede. Harry Kane is at it. Surely you'd think have to bounce back at some point. Ashley said De Gea, Tellers, Varane, Lindelof. I would like to see that. Delow, I would like to see that. Matic and Fred in the middle. Pogba on the left. Bruno, Elanga, and then Cavani up top. I would like. You know what? I wouldn't complain too much at that lineup, but I don't think that will be the lineup because there's too many changes in it. But I wouldn't mind it. I'll be honest. No problem at all. All the best to you. Kristen says I should put a bet on Spurs to score, then I'd lose for definite. Yeah, me too. That's always the way.
Same. Yeah, let's all do it.
Imagine it comes in then as well.
Oh no, jeez, we're all rich.
Renee said I'm joking. 1-1 really. A few people actually saying a draw. I don't think a draw is a bad shout in this game, because it's one of them where both teams won't win or lose, especially what happened with us at City last week. Both teams are not going to want to lose this one. Do you know what I mean? So I think
we need top four though, man. We need it.
You know what? That's a good comment as well. That's kind of how I'm feeling. 3-1 to whom? I have no idea. Toss a coin. It does have that feel to it, though. It could go either way, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know what, Lawbreaker? That's a great shout. That is a great shout. I'm gonna go with what Lawbreaker said there instead of what I'd said. I'm gonna go with that. I think that is a great shout. To who? It depends who. It depends how we turn up.
I'm going to say 2-1 to United. I never
2-1
bet
to United.
against us. And that could, like I say, I could be totally wrong. I probably will be totally wrong, but that's what I'm going for, definitely. Rush, big up to you for that and sending positive energy to you. Ashley, honestly, we need changes. I'll send you a WhatsApp of my betting slip later, Zio, with my score predictions. And then Jack Ramsey said, I know I'm here from the Chelsea fund. We need to save the bridge. Any money we'll do from currently. That's harsh, Jack. We've had a really serious talk about this tonight. Yeah. Doug says 3-1 to Spurs. I feel like Kane will have it too.
Bun Kane. Varane's going to have him on toast.
That's if Varane starts. Maguire and Lindelof are starting.
Then they're getting. then it's going to be bullied and outpaced.
In that pocket of Lindelof's. Yeah. Look, Kane. To be fair, Kane is one of these where I always like admire him when I'm watching him play, but when I play against him, I don't overly think it too much. I think if you do get tight to him, don't give him obviously space in and around the box. But the worry that we have is we do give players space in and around the box like we do, and he will punish us. That's the thing, he will punish us. Do you know what I mean? Like he's that striker recently where he will have a pop from outside the box. I think De Gea's going to have to bring his A game. He's going to have to be at it as well. I think he's going to have a few chances, Harry Kane, and we need to obviously stop him. But I think we'll concede by, I think it's going to be tight when I'm going to say 2-1 to United. I'm not overly confident with that score, I'll be honest. I never have any more. Like Zio said, I literally can't predict it, but I won't go against it. Definitely not. Matic must be used. That middle needs to be under some form of control. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but the two left footers in there, I just don't like it as well. But Zio, this has been an absolute class show, as always. Big up to you. Thank you so much for coming on. Let people know where they can find you as well.
Straight, easy down. At Zio Leonardo on any social media. I should have went like that first and took the mic. Yeah, follow me on whatever, mostly YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
What? Discord? What? Anyway. Is Love my Discord?
I don't know,
your Discord?
I've basically got Discord app the other day because I was doing that work for EA Sports and we had EA Sports like Discord for the show that we were doing. Yeah. So I got the app. I literally haven't got a clue how to use it. I'll be totally honest, but I just put a tweet out there asking like who would be up for me setting up a Discord. So yeah, comment on the video afterwards and let me know if you'd be up for that, and I'll get it sorted. Like I said, I've got the app now. I just need to work out how to actually do it. I might have to ask you for some advice because I know you use it as well.
Yeah, I've started using it recently, but I feel like I got a bit of a hang of it now, so I should be able to help you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, let me know. Drop a comment afterwards. Obviously, I might miss you now, so drop a comment afterwards and let me know if you want me to set that up, and I'll do that this weekend as well. But yeah, make sure you go and follow Zio on all socials. Check out his new song "Breathe" as well. It is a banger. If you like the Prodigy, definitely go and check it out. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with another stream, hopefully celebrating that win against Spurs. That would be a nice feeling, wouldn't it? Also, I'm doing an ECL stream hopefully this weekend as well, where you see me playing some FIFA. If you are a bit, obviously, come and say hi. But yeah. Come on, United. Let's beat Spurs. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Can I keep your head up as well? I'm sure there's a silver lining. And we will see you all soon.